This is, there are a lot of double standards that exist within our society, and ironically, the way that we're portrayed as the other who doesn't care, but I'm still the guy that condemned 9/11 living in New York City, and I'm the guy that condemns 3,500 people being slaughtered with white phosphorus in Fallujah. So when I hear a lot of people talk, nobody really cares about anything other than American life, it seems, among many people. So this is kind of a poem about that. I'm disgusted by terrorism. Backwards animals who have no value for human life produce propaganda videos to disseminate their message, prey on the weakest in society, infect children, recruit fighters like expendable ants in their ideological struggle. You know who I'm talking about. Soldiers who drop bunker-busting bombs on mosques and university, decry the Middle East but follow authority closer than dictatorial rule, think stripes and codes rather than decency and humanity give them worth in this world. I've seen one too many Facebook invites by jingoistic kids I went to high school and grade school with, couldn't wait to get in some trigger time, hunt down towelheads and hajis like venison. And when some Marines' grenade launcher catapulted 120 mini bombs per minute, took out 17 houses and 14 schoolgirls, I'm supposed to feel bad that he can't see his wife and daughter on Christmas, respect his service when he comes back to the States, a murderer who destroyed a country full of daughters and wives that'll never see Eid. We're so quick to honor the troops, but don't dare mention the widows, the trembling father crying, immersed in his wife's charred flesh, a fetus blown out of her stomach. The soldier said kicking down the door was too risky. Where's the love for the 25-year-old Iraqi man whose car was riddled with American-made bullets, pained face and surprised look like grabbing for sky, falling at 110-story towers? As long as we don't affect our shit, we'll shout out Darfur, Rwanda, and the need for antiretrovirals. Look at people as aid packages who can't compete, rather than ravaged lands perfecting paradigms of imperialism and propaganda. Where's that right-wing Zionist trying to save the Congo? Combat Leviathan in Angola, genocide in northern Uganda. Where's the humanity before the machetes are raised and proxy forces put into place? King, Mandela, and Gandhi aren't meant to be easily referenced platitudes to make you feel better at night, help you forget that uncomfortable poem Americans don't want to face, will worship American idols, but have no value for human life. And yet all I hear are 20-somethings telling me they just aren't into politics. I wonder what they'd say at their parents' eulogy after they were blown up into 386 different pieces. I'm sure they wouldn't discuss things, because politics, it isn't their thing. Politics isn't our thing. While we reach out for freedom and justice, we're defined as political to undermine our suffering, create a notion of two sides in equal conflict, cover up our dispossession and burnt down villages. We're political so you can ignore us, delegitimize and forget us, but we're human beings gracing the window pane, reflecting stillborn images. We're voices chiming in choirs and temples. We're life that won't be forgotten. We're here and won't go away. We're the world's shiver. It's cold out here, and whether you like it or not, we're coming inside. You guys want to hear more poetry?
Yeah!
Okay, I told you, it's my sensitive side. I was a fat kid growing up, so it still affects me to this day. I'm 28 years old and I'm trying to work it out. I'm just kidding. Look, I'm like, Handala. Okay. Shut up. Andrew from Adala. I'm gonna do a couple more pieces. I guess I'm gonna end on two old ones. This is called, I think I have my other set list here. This is called Rafa, and we're gonna try to remember it together. Yeah, we're gonna try to remember it together. So this is called Rafa. Yeah. If I brought you shrapnel from Rafa, unlocked 3 coffins filled with family members news organizations didn't bother to cover, would I still be a terrorist? Or could I be a witness? Just a victim of post-traumatic stress disorder, because that's why I resist. Not because of some intrinsic hate of European, now Israeli, now colonized, now marginalized values. I resist because my environment predicts a pain that I can't afford to wait for. My door is made of straw, not steel, and bullets in my stomach reveal nothing but flesh. I got no protective or preventive measures except my hands and heart. And my soul's a shopping cart filled with holes left by people that passed before me. I'm your ordinary story, your endless bucket of cliches, because I'd rather be filled with normalcy than occupied by occupation. I'd rather be gouged at Texas gas stations than gouged by Texas presidents in a nation I still don't have. And while they say I hold the impenetrable mind of a terrorist, I'm no less different than that square kid that didn't know how to dance at a semi-formal. I'm semi-normal. In the normal sense of the word. This world just thinks I'm an anomaly, and for that, I'm sorry, because maybe it would have saved my family. So no, I have no use for our country. I have no use for memories. I have no use for identity. I only have use for memories that came before graveyards and condolences and assurances of better tomorrow. My tomorrows will never be yesterdays, and while they say friends can be family, my family was my only friend. And if in the end I'm living without them, then I'm not living at all. So if I brought you shrapnel from Rafa, unlocked 3 coffins, and told you each one of their names, where my parents met, where my sister slept, and where they met their death, I want to know, would I still be a terrorist? Okay, I'm gonna end on like 2 quick pieces. I know a lot of people have to wake up in the morning. Sorry, I'm fixing it. Look okay? Look like really at the top stuff. I have these awkward caterpillars that run across my face that I call eyebrows. It was really funny. I was in East Hampton and I was at this place and I went in with my friends, and it's almost like no matter how much space I leave between them, they're still too big for Western Mass. I went into a country karaoke bar and I got like 30 of the most awkward, longest, like, why did you bring the brown kid stares in my life? Like what? Which is kind of weird, because then you go to Northampton, it's like progressive as hell, and then you go to Amherst and it's like, oh, let's throw these G20 activists in jail. Just kidding, sound cannon's not funny. I did the Pittsburgh show. Anyway, that wasn't supposed to be, that was a joke, okay. I like it, it's funny, okay. So this next poem is called, What Are You? And it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm proud to be a Palestinian, but not for reasons that make me believe in jingoistic ideals of patriotism. I don't sign my life away for the birth of a nation, but for the justification of indigenous people to live, free to decide what to make of their lives. Palestine is South Africa, Rwanda, Iraq, the Armenian genocide, and yes, the Holocaust. Because if I lose sight of Jewish suffering, I become nothing but a reflection of the Israeli state, a propagandist driven on hate of the other, placated by ideologies of exclusivity. I don't just love the colors of some flag, or even the olive trees in the old city. I love what Palestine makes me feel: anger, pain, and sadness, hope, and perseverance. I love that I wake up every morning knowing that I'm a writer, poet, and dreamer, and watered-down versions of what society and respectability should be won't change my mentality, because it's not a society I want to be a part of. I'm a Palestinian. Nobody can take that away from me. Not identity cards or refugee status or security apparatuses restricting my movement, and I'll come back stronger than any Zionist entity, but not for ethnocentric liberty, but for peace based on equality. I'm Palestinian. What are you? I saw a person leave. This is the last piece. It's not that good anyway. We're not even like it. You're gonna be like, oh, 6.6, 7. Okay. I can't believe I busted through the news. Like, what am I in? What? Okay. All right, fine. Oh, so Poster Palestine, it's on sale outside. I urge you to check out. Anna's book is also outside. Yeah. Please check out the products. Please check out the flyers. There's Slingshot Hip Hop DVDs. A lot of the artists, it's very humbling and very nice to be, especially to be at this conference. BDS is something I care about a lot, and I think is the most effective tool, nonviolent tool that Palestinians can use at this point. So I want to thank you guys for helping championing the struggle, but that I get to perform and share the stage with so many amazing people.